During the 1990s, fighting games were at their prime, with Street Fighter dominating the arcades and home consoles. But there was one who would rise to the challenge and try to dethrone Capcom's top fighter, and that was Mortal Kombat, focusing on the blood and hardcore violence rather than the combo system. And it worked! A lot of people really liked Mortal Kombat, and it actually created the rating system because it was really the most violent thing out at the time. So for my purposes, I'm going to focus on Mortal Kombat simply because I prefer Mortal Kombat, and there are a lot of Street Fighter 2s, and 3s, and 4s. So, without further ado, let's begin this Mortal Kombat marathon with Mortal Kombat 1 on the PSN. Now, it's on the PSN simply because I wasn't around at the time, and, well, there's 3 games for 1 on it, so I think it'll just be easier for you guys. Alright, let's jump into this, guys. Title screen seems promising enough. And it gives you little tips before you start, which is also pretty cool, and it gives you a little history lesson every now and then. So, pretty cool, neat little thing to add in. So, as I said, we're going to start off with Mortal Kombat 1, and as you can see, it also shows all of the actual arcades, which is pretty cool. Alright, let's do this thing. Now, you gotta love how in the early 90s, pretty much every fighting game had these corny little poses the characters do. I mean, look at that. Ah, isn't that funny? Well, I'm definitely not going to be the chick. I mean, who wants to be a chick in a fighting game? And this guy looks kind of stupid. Oh, what? Oh, it's going to start me off before I even get to choose my character? Well, that's really nice, considering I paid to play if I was on an arcade. Alright, well, let's see how it goes anyway. Okay, so square's punch. O's kick. Well, there doesn't seem to be much combos, like I said. And you can look at the moveset by doing this, so pretty cool, I guess. Not that I really wanted to be him. Now, of course, it might look like I'm cheating, but really to this combat, that's basically all you can really do to win. So if you've ever played Mortal Kombat before, you'll know that it's a really hard game. I mean, look at this. This is crazy. I just started playing this, you know? And I've got the difficulty on very easy. And I'm willing to bet in the arcades they weren't on very easy. So I kind of feel sorry for them. And pretty much you have to cheat in order to win. So spamming projectiles, spamming the little sweep kick and the uppercuts, yep, that's how you're going to win this game, unfortunately. Although I must say I don't really like raiding too much, so that's not really helping either. And that's also a really cool thing about Mortal Kombat, being able to do the fatalities, although the CPU doesn't really seem to like doing it very much. And of course, this is the first time I had to continue, so I'm going to use my best man, Liu Kang. Alright, come on, get him, get him, get him! Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Liu Kang. Oh, fatality, fatality. Oh yeah, let's look that up, let's look that up. Alright, let's see if I can do it. And nope. Even though his is the easiest. I mean, most of the fatalities in this game, I'm not gonna lie, they're really hard to pull off. And if you didn't know the controls, like say if it was actually in an arcade, you were really screwed. So I don't know how people ever figured them out, to be quite honest. But some people are just really hardcore about fighting games. And this is pretty fun for what it is, you know. Not really very many combos, and you got this little pathetic punch thing, I don't know. I mean, could you imagine what practice was like before this even started? Oh, you want me to do punches frequently? Oh, okay, boss. I mean, you know how stupid that looks? But I guess that's the only idea of a combo they had for this game. I guess it worked, but it's pretty cheap, you know what I'm saying? And it just looks kind of stupid. Oh, lost again, huh? Oh, look at that, my first fatality, even though I didn't really perform it. Alright, well that was my second continue, so all in all I probably wasted about $1 on this game if it was indeed in the arcade. So, needless to say, yeah, the game's really hard. And they were probably doing that in order to make more money, which I guess is understandable. Many of the arcades did that back then, but still, that's not really fair. Alright, so as you can tell, I had to redo it once again, and so yeah, it's pretty hard. And occasionally you'll get this where you pretty much just have to mash the buttons and break the blocks. Pretty cool little mini game, makes you feel strong, I guess, I don't know. Well, basically, this game is really hard, and considering that it's in an arcade and the difficulty is much higher in an arcade, yeah, I would get really pissed off if I was playing this in real life, just saying. So as you play through and notice, you'll notice that the CPU is quite frankly annoying and very cheap at times, especially later on throughout the series. So that's why I picked my man Liu Kang, because you can cheat very easily with him. Mainly because his moves are so easy to pull off. So after doing the basic standard matches, you got the mirror match, which is pretty self-explanatory, you know, beat your inner demons, yada yada yada. Although this is pretty difficult considering that I am Liu Kang, one of the cheapest characters in the game. After finishing him, you get to do these, what they call endurance rounds, which is basically a tag team match except you're all by yourself, of course. Now at this point you can just tell that Midway's trying to take every dime out of their customers, and I guess they were kind of afraid that this maybe wouldn't kick off as high as they wanted, and maybe that's why they made it so difficult. But still, I mean, come on, they should at least give you a partner too. This isn't very fair at all. I mean, geez, the least they could do is refill my health. I mean, look at this. I'm already worn out and I have to fight Scorpion. So yeah, you have to cheat if you want to win. And cheat, I mean really, really cheat. Like that. But still, it's not really fair, and considering that's a fighting game, it shouldn't really support cheating, if you know what I mean. Considering that this is actually an online game, but I guess they didn't really want to change the combat, and that's understood. Why ruin the original gym, right? After an exhausting 3 tag team battles with no health regeneration or any kind of handicap whatsoever, plus fighting the whole roster of characters it feels like 50 times in a row, we finally get to fight the last 2 contestants, some 4-armed freak thing and the ringleader of them all, Shang Tsung. So now, finally, we're getting to the climax of this game, and whew, it's time for it to get a little easy, right? Right? Alright, it's finally time to fight Goro. So, unlike the other fighters, Goro is clay animation, and for obvious reason. I hate to see anyone who actually looks like him. And as you'll soonly notice, he is extremely overpowered and basically impossible to fight. I mean, look at this thing. Every time I even get close to him, he just does this. And he can't be tripped, so this little trip thing, no, it doesn't work anymore. And he has a tendency to also pose all the time, which can get really frustrating, believe me. Alright, so since Liu Kang has the easiest projectile to pull off, I'll just use the fireball. I mean, no consequence there, right? What is he doing? Okay, so after you use a projectile more than 2 times, he shoots out his own, which I like to call counter spamming, and it does more damage than yours. So yeah, that's pretty much like the game saying, oh, well, you want to cheat to win? Oh, well, too bad. Yeah, really fair, huh? And how many times have I said that in this review so far? Your mother! Man, you've got to be freaking kidding me. Is there just no mercy on this game or what? I mean, geez, at least give me the common courtesy to have a handicap or something. Oh, and you see the lighting? Yeah, this has taken me all day just to do this, and I still can't beat this freak. Yeah, really fair, Midway. I mean, you can see how many continues I've already thrown into this thing. Imagine if you were at an arcade, you would be throwing away so much money. Which is why no one probably could ever beat this guy, except maybe a select few who are really, really talented. And I know it might look like I'm sucking on this guy, but trust me, he is one of the hardest video game bosses in history, period. But I'm going to keep going until I beat him. So over time, people have found a glitch with Sub-Zero where you can continuously freeze him before he can get back up, and occasionally he will block it. But he won't be able to use his anti-spam, which basically allows you to kill him really easy, which is awesome. But it's really hard to pull off, and I often have a hard time doing it, although it seems like I was able to do it pretty well that time. Alright, looks like I'm going to be able to do it, guys. Alright, here we go, here we go, here we go. Oh, come on, Goro, I'm going to whoop you, I'm going to beat you, I'm going to beat you. Oh man, one more hit, guys. Well, there you freaking go. After so many trials, I finally get to go to Shang Tsung. Oh, you're going down, you freaking douchebag. And you know what? He kind of looks like he's clay animation as well. I mean, just look at that still right there. Doesn't he? Or at least it hits me off to me. Although, I guess after the credits, we'll be able to see if he is anyway, right? So yeah, aside from shooting his annoying fireball attacks, he can also transform into anyone else on the game, it appears. Yeah, really fair to say the least. But, you know, this is Mortal Kombat, and how many times have I said this is really fair, guys? You know, at this point, I might as well just go ahead and get used to it. But it doesn't look like he has an anti-projectile spam, so I'm just going to keep cheating. Unless I fight Raiden, which I really hate to fight against. Oh, take that, son, right to the face! Alright, one more time, and I'm going to beat this guy, beat the game, and I'm going to have it recorded so you guys can enjoy while I almost have an aneurysm. What? He can turn into freaking Goro? How is that fair? I mean, I just beat him and I have to fight him again? Well, at least he doesn't stay very long. He seems to like raiding an awful lot. I can see why. I mean, he cheats so much. Yeah, my blood pressure is really starting to rise in case you can't already tell. Almost there, man. Almost there. And to think I got 2 more retro games of this, plus 2 more games and movies. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to make it through this week. You know, what kind of sucks about this fight, though, is that by the time you finally get there, you're in Goro mode because you've been fighting him so long, and now you just don't even know what to do. So you have to reprogram your brain. So, yeah, pretty stressful, but I'll manage to do it eventually. So finally, after you kill him, it's finally over. You've beaten Mortal Kombat, and you get an awesome ending. Probably one of the most just amazing endings in a video game ever. You know why? Because this game was so freaking hard. Yeah, that's right, I am the Supreme Mortal Kombat Warrior. You got that right. And look at that, you actually get a story with the game after you beat it. Huh, well, I went up on Capcom, I guess. I'm just glad I finally beat that and got that over with. Well, you guys, that's all I have for you today for part 1 of Mortal Kombat Marathon. Tune in next time as I review Mortal Kombat 2, and hopefully I won't be this close to having an aneurysm again. Well, thanks for watching. Thumbs up if you like, subscribe if you like, and as always, I'll catch you guys later.